Happy Mother's Day again. But you know what? I have missed something. Today, the IRS Radio Hour is celebrating 2 years on the air.
High five up top.
2 years on the air.
Give me a high five for that.
Unbelievable. It goes by so quickly.
I've been here a year.
You've been here a little bit more than a year. A little bit more than a year.
A little bit more than a year.
But it's amazing to me that I forgot that. We were talking about it last week after the show that we were going to have an anniversary show, and we didn't. But we will again. But I wanted to acknowledge that because I think it's important. We've been here 2 years. We're going to be here another 2 years, and we've been we've been answering questions from people and trying to help people who are having financial problems.
That's right. Not only has he just been, not only have we been having fun, but we've really been getting down to the issues. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if we're not answering a question that you have, just give us a call, 312-664-6649. And we'll help you with that. We'll answer it on this show. For example, we have a gentleman that sent us out.
What about the Rocky thing?
Oh.
Let's do the Rocky thing.
And now, here's that man with a head just crammed full of knowledge, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right.
For example.
That's right, Mr. Know-It-All. I can never introduce that.
That was good. That was the best you've ever done it. In 2 years, that's the best it's ever been done.
1 year, a little over a year.
I know, but I'm saying for 2 years.
Well, for example, we had a gentleman, as I was saying, if we don't answer your question, not only can you call, but you can go to ChicagoTaxTeam.com, send you an email or a chat box. The chat box, we have one here. Most of my tax debt is old. Some outfit told me it is about time. It was about to time out. I have
newer tax debt too.
I have newer tax debt too. Can I make a deal to pay the newer stuff and let the old debt fall off? If you guys can answer my question on the show, I would greatly appreciate it. Mike, we are going to do that right now, Mr. Know-It-All.
Well, this is kind of a two-part question because
a twofer.
That's twofer. And because this is what first he's asking about older debt, and we talked about that on this show.
Isn't it snowballing?
No, that's cascading, and we've talked. That's a different question. And the other one is we talked about it's called the CSED date, or CSED stands for
CSED,
collection, the collection statute expiration date.
Ooh.
And this is an important date because this is when the IRS can no longer collect a debt against you. So and that date is generally 10 years from the date of assessment. Now, things can happen in between, like I could file for bankruptcy. I could file for an offer in compromise. I could ask for an appeal. And all of those things add time to that CSED date. So it's not always that easy to just say, it's 10 years from the date it was due. No, it's not like that. So, and I give you a free report. If you call me and you think you have IRS problems, you want these dates, and people do this all the time. They come and contact me, and I can give you a free report, and you call me at 312-664-6649, and I'll come up with all those dates for you. So here's the second part of the question. But now he has newer debt. He said, well, that's about to fall off, but I have this new debt too, and I'd rather I'll pay this, but I don't want to pay that. Well,
you're going to have to pay it.
Well, the answer is yes. The IRS won't let you do that. They don't let you just pick and choose what debt you're going to pay and which debt you don't. Okay, they put it all together in one big pool. And when you
lump sum, right?
And when you pay them, not always a lump sum, but when you pay them, they're paying the oldest debt first. They're not going unless you're not into an agreement, then you can specify where you want that payment to go. So if I have this and it's going to fall, say it's the CSED dates next year, in April next year. So now if I could just put it off until sometime next year, it'll fall off. But this is when the IRS gets aggressive with people. Generally, when it's going to come to the end of that CSED date, they're going to get aggressive with you. They want that money. They're not going to just idly sit by and let that fall off. Now, having said that, they do. It does happen a lot where that the CSED date does come and go. But instead of sitting back and waiting for it to go, if you can't pay them, prove to the IRS you can't pay them, and then you can get into a currently not collectible status, and that date will still go off. So again, you need to address the whole problem and come up with a good strategy based on those CSED dates. And that's what we do. We look at the whole picture. We do a thorough investigation, look at all of the transcripts, all the money you owe, all these other CSED dates, and we come up with a strategy that's going to best suit you. There is no one size fits all. That's why anybody tells you they know how to solve your problem without first doing an investigation is lying to you.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you get when you hire local. And I keep emphasizing that because how many big box outfits we keep saying that? That's part of your commercial.
It is, yeah.
I mean, why would you go to a national thing when you could do something that's right homegrown here in Chicago?
Look a guy in the eye and find out whether you trust him or not. And that makes trust is a huge part of this. You talk to some guy over the phone. He's just trying to weasel money out of you.
It's like
I'm trying to help you. I want to help you. I really do want to help you. And I know it sounds kind of cliche-ish, but that's what I do. I help people solve their IRS problems. So anyway, if you're having these kind of IRS problems, you should give us a call. But first, I hope that answered Mike's question.
Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Know-It-All. Ladies and gentlemen, we gave you the tools here. If you're just tuning in, you missed a segment. Always, if you have any trouble whatsoever with the IRS, just contact Open Tax Resolutions at 312-664-6649 or visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. Both avenues. If you have a question, you could just send it in right there. We will answer it. And the
podcast is on ChicagoTaxTeam.com. All the newest shows posted there every week.
You can see my pretty face. Well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of that, we will be right back to finish this show off. But until we have a commercial break coming up, so stay tuned here on AM 560.
The Answer.